Guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we're going to be putting out hopefully weekly updates or bi-weekly, and we will release on Mondays our vlogs about our different properties. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and we're going to do our best to make this really informative channel
with some
fun.
entertainment.
Yeah, fun and stories, and hopefully, you know, we get to harvest some animals, but we're just gonna have a good time. We enjoy the outdoors, and we're gonna provide as much helpful and useful entertainment and information as we can.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Hang with us. Let's see what this year has in store. What's up, guys? I'm Josh Pretzer with Invested Outdoors. We've got Aaron Morgan,
Jerry Bowden,
and we are coming to you, and we are going to lay out our game plan for 2018. Aaron's got one specific property that he's going to be managing. I've got one myself, and Jerry's got his own.
Yeah, I've got family farm. We've done a lot of stuff on it in the last 10 years, but my main goal this year is going to be just maintaining it, cleaning it up, and just slight modifications that will help improve it every year. And a lot of times, like this year, right now it's January 15th, late season, gets really cold, and the deer disappear on my property and go over to a neighboring property that has just a lot of heavy, thick timber. So I'll be doing a lot of hinge cutting and some areas that used to be ag fields. Hopefully gonna be planting some of that into bedding and do some prescribed fires, some burns, and some stuff like that this year.
Yep.
Got just a bunch of different little projects going on. So.
Yeah, I've got 120 acres here that I'm going to be managing. I've got some of it's in second and third year stages, mainly some grass. I'm going to be planting a couple more acres of switchgrass and bedding in the bag by Rural World Wildlife Products. Clover, some beans, really trying to up my game when it comes to the winter habitat of the area, because a lot of the deer move to thicker cover, and so I'm trying to give them a lot more thermal cover, available food source, and especially sanctuary. I've got lots of food, it just don't have necessarily places where the deer can bed down and don't have a lot of pressure. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm going to put in a water source, some concealment stuff, planting a lot of trees and wild plum packages. I'm going to get through the State Forestry Service. So, Aaron?
If you notice a trend, we're all going to be adding a lot of bedding and a lot of thermal cover to our properties. I'm working around a farm operation on my property, so it's going to be a lot less of planting different bedding areas and switchgrass and stuff, and a lot more of timber stand improvement. So,
which has worked really good.
Yeah, I've done it for the past 3 or 4 years, and every year it seems to improve. And I have specific areas of my farm this year that I'm going to be really keying in on as far as where I'm going to be doing the work. So, not a lot of food plot stuff for me. I'm going to do my fall plots.
Yep.
You'll probably see the least amount of food plot work on my end, and the most amount of habitat work. So
Maybe you'll have some more native stuff. And
yeah, I'm looking for browse, a lot more native browse than I am actual planting in a food plot. So
yeah, I'm going to have probably, I know it's going to be a toss up between Jerry and I for how much food we've got. Jerry will probably want out when
I've got more smaller food plots and areas and stuff like that, but more acreage and available food. Josh is going to beat me by quite a ways on. So
yeah, I've got mainly mine is I'm trying to, instead of keeping the deer bedding on the inside of my property and keeping them all in the middle of the property, I'm going to try to keep them bedding more closer to the outskirts and bringing them into a centralized food location, whether it be morning or evening or really whenever they want to use it, honestly. But I'm going to have the clover and bird plots, some milo and sunflowers. That's going to work really well. The deer will hit that too, and beans as well, soybeans, and corn as well. I'm going to add corn this year and leave it standing. Yeah. So hopefully bring the deer from the outside to the middle, and anyway, kind of give them the western half of the farm and try to draw them towards the middle. And I've
And mine's set up the exact opposite. I've got it more centrally located as the bedding and thicker stuff, and then we're hunting the fringes and the outskirts of it. And one thing I want to work on is more of my access to my blinds. We did pretty well this last year, but I want to nail it down just rock solid, and really have just make sure that we don't, our scent's not blowing into some other place when we're walking in and out of areas. So.
Yeah, I don't know how much hunting I'm actually going to do on my place this year. Kind of is determined on, how the deer are using it. I'll probably set up a blind, a tree stand, but really I'm going to see how this compilation of food and bedding works out. And if we need to change, we can change, and that's what we'll do.
So kind of an overview. We're going to have 3 completely different styles of management going on. And that's kind of what's unique about our situation. I'm going to be more of the hand tools, small, maybe like your smaller guy who knows a farmer who lets him hunt his property. That's kind of going to be where I'm going to be focusing my attention on. A lot of small plots, a lot of it done by hand.
Yeah, we may go in with a weed eater or something like
Weed
that.
eater,
A lot of hand
rakes,
tools.
Lawnmower type thing.
Chainsaws, nothing crazy, no big equipment, nothing like that at all, no big combines or tractors. If we're lucky, we'll get a 4-wheeler in there, So that's gonna be mine. Jerry's kind of the next level. I'll let him kind of tell you what he does.
Got a little bit more ATV, drag harrows and stuff into it. A small tractor, 35 horsepower, with a small disc and stuff. Be doing a lot of stuff with it, but it's just gonna be mostly ATV sprayers and just systems like that. So it'd be.
And I'm more on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Lucky.
Anyway, I'm an ag farmer, raise corn and soybeans and wheat, and for a living, and anyway, have access to large equipment, planters and tractors and bush hogs and sprayers, and I've got access to all that. So you get to see, and I do several projects, with small equipment, because I can't honestly fit some of my equipment into some of my food plots because it's just too big of stuff to get in there. So I got to work around that as well. So
should be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
It'll be fun.
It's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
By all means, what works for me isn't going to work for these guys.
Right.
It works for me, or at least we're going to try it and some of these options and see.
We're gonna give it heck.
We're going to live and learn and improve every time we go out. So
Yeah. You were saying that one thing that came to mind was back when Jerry and I started hunting together. We'd put out mineral sites here at my farm and up at Jerry's farm. The deer wouldn't touch them up at your farm.
No.
Not like it would sit there untouched. Here, they dig a literal crater into the ground. And anyway, it's just, it's really diverse. Yeah. We got different soil types. I'm down in a creek bottom, real rich soil. Aaron's plots are in the timber, and so, and Jerry's farm's more upland.
Yeah,
it's upland and dry. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're looking at, and it's going to be a really fun, diverse project. I'm looking forward to it. We don't know what kind of curveballs are going to be thrown weather-wise. Could be a dry year, could be a wet year. I don't know. It's looking like it's going to be dry.
Yeah.
But anyway, really looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Enjoy the ride with us. Be great.
Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's do this, guys.